Hello, everyone. Welcome to Hoopsfest at Bendat Basketball Centre. We're in the studio here. We've got some great hoops ahead of us. It's going to be the Bendigo Spirit taking on the University of Canberra Capitals. I'm John Guarna in the commentary booth with you, and I'm joined tonight by Jacinta Govin. Jacinta, we've been waiting for this for a while now. Hoopsfest is upon us. How excited are you?
Massively excited. I love free agency period, and it's been, a really great period of seeing a lot of signings, including the UC Caps announcing another signing this morning in Meg Jefferson. But preseason just adds fuel to that fire to get ready for another big WNBL season.
Looking at the starting lineups for the Bendigo Spirit here, you see you've got Georgia Booth out there. And right ahead of you there is number 4, Georgia Booth. She's getting warmed up. You've got Simpson, Hannon, Warang, and Casey Samuels. Pretty talented group here for Bendigo at Hoopsfest.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Bendigo is certainly one of those WNBL clubs who like to have an extended squad and making sure that their up-and-coming local talent are always getting a taste of what it's like to be a professional. But it's really great to see that the Spirit have added, mainstays like Werong and Samuels here at Hoopsfest and guiding some of the future talent that Bendigo will have in the likes of Simpson, who's been around as a DP for a little bit, and also Booth. And new signing Ash Hannon. She debuted in the WNBL last season with the Lynx, so it's lovely to see that she's retained a WNBL contract for the next season.
And you can see on the other side of things, the UC Caps, Indy Bowyer wearing the captain's wrist in her first matchup in the colors of the Caps. Really great addition for the University of Canberra.
Yeah, another player who I'm really glad has been able to retain a contract in the WNBL, starting as a DP with the Sydney Flames, obviously then a DP with the Townsville Fire. Just been going strength to strength and working really hard in the NBL 1 season. And, captain duties today, so her leadership skills will be have an opportunity to be developed too.
Caps really exciting. This is the future of women's basketball here in Australia, right or wrong, Jacinta?
Absolutely correct, John. I mean, next to the other extended squads we're going to see throughout the Hoopsfest tournament, but particularly this Caps squad who are loaded with the Centre of Excellence athletes. They're the talented athletes from the country that are picked to be our future opals.
When you look at the matchups here today, what are you expecting out of both of these groups? Obviously, Bendigo, a little more experienced at the WNBL level, certainly at the professional level, but man, that UC Caps team is stacked with talent.
Definitely, and I think what the Caps team have in their favour is that they're going to be coached by Mel Downer, who's the new COE assistant. It looks like they've also got Sarah Graham on the coaching staff too, and she's been around the COE and the Caps program for a number of years. And of course the players, they're playing COE together, they're playing Asia Cup together, they're playing World Cup together. They have great chemistry and history, which I think can't be underrated. But yeah, looking at this Bendigo squad, like we said, a lot of up-and-coming players who've been around this squad and this system again as well. Coach John White, he's been the assistant of Bendigo the last couple of seasons, spent some time in NBL 1 East coaching the men, so he's going to be very ready to implement all of Coach Kariyama's systems and stuff here for the young team. I think this is going to be pretty close.
It's a tough one to pick, isn't it? I'm really excited to see both these teams out here. And Hoopsfest, what a great event. What a great spectacle for basketball in general. But out in WA, I was out there about a month ago. They were already promoting the event. What a fantastic celebration of basketball.
Yeah, I think it's a really nice way to put it, a celebration of basketball, because if you go to the official Hoopsfest website, David Stevenson, the NBL CEO, has gone on to say how attendees can enjoy a variety of entertainment through Perth and an interactive fan zone and community engagement. So they've really tried to make an event around it and putting basketball at the pinnacle of it. And that's what it is. It needs to be a celebration. It needs to be fun. It doesn't need to be serious all the time, especially when we're celebrating the preseason and have this opportunity to see the depth of talent before the upcoming season.
We'll quickly go through the starting 5 again for Bendigo. Abby Warang, Casey Samuels, Ash Hannon, Micah Simpson, and Georgia Booth in the starting 5 for Bendigo. For the Capitals, it's Monique Babongi, Indy Bowyer wearing the captain's band, Sienna Harvey. You've got Sataya Fagan and Monique Williams. We're underway. It's Capitals with the first possession. And we see heavy contact early. Taking a jab is Harvey. Going to the crossover dribble, getting in the paint. Nice backdoor pass. And a great finish there for Babongi. The Caps are up 2 to start. For me, the Caps, I'm not super concerned about the offensive end. I think they're going to be able to put some points up here today. I'm going to be very interested to see what they do defensively. They get a turnover on their first defensive possession. Great rip and go to the rim there. Unfortunately, a little short on the layup. And Bendigo is going to have an opportunity to tie this one up. Kickball possession goes back to Bendigo. That was Monique Williams with the miss for Caps. And a good look inside and a nice finish there from Warung. So we are tied. Here come the Caps in transition. And again, nice no-look pass and a tough take there by Fagan. She's strong on the left-hand reverse.
Okay.
A couple of times Bendigo's been caught backdoor, so it's going to be interesting to see what adjustments they make on that read. Good block. What a recovery there by Babongi. She's got the ball in her hands now. Going coast to coast, getting her feet in the paint. Stepped out of bounds, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a bit unlucky. It would have been nice if she was kind of supported a bit more with getting some more people in the receiver spots. But you see this block on the replay.
Really good patience by Babongi there as well. Didn't jump early, read the play well, and recovered with the block. If you don't know the name Monique Babongi, get used to it.
Yeah, that's right.
Another three for Bendigo's off. Bowyer with the rebound, and Indy Bowyer, player we're familiar with in Queensland. Babongi also a player we're familiar with in Queensland. She gets another reverse layup to fall.
Yes, the Mackay local, and if I'm not mistaken, she was the Queensland Female Player of the Year in 2023 as well.
Super talented player, and you're going to see a lot of her for this Caps team this upcoming WNBL season. There's Babongi again, splashing it from the wing. What can she do?
That's right, and she has now scored 7 of the Caps' 9 points.
Yeah, certainly an offensive threat, and like I said earlier, defensively is where I think she has some growth in her game. Nice step back three for Booth. She drains it. The Spirit hit a deep one to cut the deficit to 4.
Yeah, I think the Spirit needed to kind of break the drought there before the Caps got way too far ahead, I should say.
Three for Bowyer is off the front of the rim. Rebound to Hannon. And here's Samuels, one of the veteran players for this Bendigo group out at Hoopsfest. Back-to-back threes now for Bendigo. They missed their first 3. They've now hit 2 straight. This one from Warung.
Yeah, really nice quick adjustment as well from Bendigo. So I think their confidence is going to start to soar after those back-to-back threes.
They've gone back to the man-to-man. Harvey dribbled it off her foot and then picked up the loose ball and is fouled. And let's talk a bit about Ash Hannon. He's been around the league for a while, spent last season in Perth. Probably has a little more of an opportunity for court time here with Bendigo.
Yeah, especially here, trying to just get her legs under her. So Ash Hannon has played for the Albury-Wodonga Lady Bandits for the last 2 seasons in the NBL 1 East. She had a long break from basketball. She was originally from Queensland, went to COE, and found her way back very quickly into NBL 1 and to the WNBL. And I think given that, unfortunately, Albury were eliminated in the finals period of East, she's probably had a good break, and it's good to get back into it. Hope she has a big role at the Spirit this season.
Another three from Bendigo. I'm surprised that they're not looking to attack the paint. And a turnover. Here comes the Caps. Nice touch pass. Bowyer finishes through the contact and the foul. And man, they are impressive in transition, Caps. Bendigo needs to take care of the pillar. Caps are going to make them pay.
But how's the quick hands and the great decision-making as well from Babongi? She's out there playing like she's a vet already, and she's only getting primed for her first WNBL season.
Yeah, Monique Babongi, 17 years old. She's not 18 until a couple days after Christmas as Bowyer completes the three-point play. And Indy is the veteran in this group. She's only 21.
Yeah, wow. We say veteran very, very loosely and only in this particular context of playing with the current and former COE athletes.
And another turnover for Bendigo. Got to take care of the pill here. Very important for Bendigo. They've hit 2 threes. They've only had 1 2-point basket here, so Caps doing a pretty decent job defensively.
Yeah, it looks like we see number 7 as well for the Caps, Amelia Dakic, getting her first minutes here in the first quarter.
They go inside, great position, tough left-hand finish attempt, and Bowyer comes up with the block and steal. That's Ash Nightingale with the attempt. Tough pass, though, from Indy, turned over. Samuels has it now for Bendigo. They got numbers. She gets it back, fades away, short on the jump shot.
Well, at least Bendigo are now starting to push in transition a little bit more and are putting some pressure on the rim.
Look inside. Williams finds a cutting Russell. They're going to call it jump ball. And, you know, this Caps group that's out at Hoopsfest, very, very young. You know, I'm looking up and down the roster. They've got a couple of 18-year-olds, a few 17-year-olds, even a 16-year-old. Fagan, I didn't mention before, number 8 for the Caps. She's only 16 years old.
That's right. She only joined the COE, I think, midway through last year and was still on the bench for COE in the NBL 1 East. So, yeah, she's still got a lot of playing days ahead of her.
Yeah, and on the other side of things, Bendigo also has a couple of youngsters. Micah Simpson drains the 3 from the corner. It's been 3 of 4 baskets are from deep for Bendigo. They really love this 3-point shot, and it's working for them so far. Tough travel call there. Russell just dragged that pivot foot, and Caps have done a pretty good job taking care of the ball, but it feels like it was mostly Caps, but it's only a 1-point game.
Yeah, I totally agree. It definitely feels like Caps have probably dominated the possession so far, especially getting some stops and runs in a row. Bendigo, yeah, probably playing a little bit too passive, or maybe they're just trying to find their team chemistry, but hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later that they're able to accelerate a bit.
Catch and shoot 3 is up. It's off by Hannon. Another offensive rebound for Bendigo. Tough fadeaway and a great finish there for Nightingale.
Yeah, I think that was, look, if you throw it up high enough, sometimes you have a better chance of it going in.
Caps now trail for the first time. They're down 1. Bowyer wing 3, swishes it. And Indy Bowyer, when she gets hot, she can flame up.
Yeah, she wasn't letting the Spirit take the lead for very long.
2-point lead for Caps. We've got about 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Nice look inside. Ball goes out of bounds. It went off Caps. It's going to stay with Bendigo. Nightingale's been a presence for Bendigo in the paint in her minutes here so far.
Yeah, I really liked that look, actually. Bendigo just executing a bit more patience on the last couple of possessions, just drawing and dishing. I think they've just got to tidy up the execution and the passing placements now.
Tough miss there for Simpson. Rebound to Caps. They hold a 2-point lead. The drive and kick. Babongi catch and shoot three. Again touches the bottom of the net. You can't play off of Monique Babongi.
No, that's right. She's just such a natural talent. I mean, to be fair, that was still pretty well contested. It wasn't an open invitation, but, oh, man, she can shoot the lights out.
Beautiful footwork for Hannon, but she's a little strong on the layup. And again, I'd love to see more of that from Bendigo and Ash Hannon, particularly getting in position into the paint.
Yeah, I agree. Just playing a little bit more back to the basket, just as Jade Crook did there. That great deep seal back to the basket, unfortunately getting called for that 3-second violation. When you got the likes of Hannon, Nightingale and Samuels, you know, so versatile, I think Bendigo can afford to look to get the ball inside a bit more.
Got a 5-point lead here for Caps. Quick shot there from Cox. She misses the three. Rebound to the Caps. Up by 5 there, looking to push the lead up. Got 1:40 to go in the first quarter. Nice move and a tough miss there for Crook, but she's fouled. She'll get to the line for a couple of shots, and we said it before, but this UC Caps group, extremely young, but extremely talented. These are some of the top young players in the entire country.
And a little fun fact about Jade Crook, she's actually from Albury Wodonga as well, so she's probably played or at least trained with Hannon. And when Albury Wodonga won the inaugural NBL 1 East title a couple years ago, Lauren Jackson in the final speech actually thanked Jade Crook for being such a great training partner and for pushing her every night of the week. So to have the GOAT say that about you when Jade was still only like 15, massive compliment.
Massive compliment, but it also gives you a bit of more impetus to go out there and keep working hard, and I love that from LJ. And I love that three also from the Caps. We talked about Bendigo shooting from deep. Caps feel like they can't miss from three.
No, and everyone's taking a turn. They've had 3 of their 4 scorers have now all scored from the 3-point line.
Caps lead is 8. Got about a minute to go. Nice turnaround jump shot there, but a strong attempt from Nightingale. Longy with the ball in her hands. Working, looking for the pass inside. A really tough catch from Crook. She goes up with the left hand and a nice finish. How about that, splitting the double team?
Yeah, beautiful pass, beautiful read. I mean, it was a bit risky, but that pass placement from Babongi, and Crook has probably been conditioned just to try and catch anything. Yeah, that's really tough to beat.
I've been impressed with the Caps defensively as well. You look at them fighting over screens, really communicating well. A nice seal there from Nightingale and a beautiful finish plus the foul. Bendigo obviously sees something there. They've featured Nightingale in the paint. She's had some great looks. This one falls.
I think this one was a much better option compared to Nightingale's previous attempts, purely because, as we see on the replay, they were able to exploit that mismatch there with Dakic. But also, Nightingale had her feet set a little bit better. She caught it a little bit deeper as well, so a higher percentage shot for Nightingale.
She's been really impressive, really well read, and completes the 3-point play. Caps up. Trying to see the differential, about a 5-second differential, quick 3. So Bendigo can hold for the final shot of the quarter. They trail by 7. You can hear them calling out the time on the clock. Samuels draws a lot of attention, turns it over. Looks like about 1.6 seconds to go for Bendigo. Great opportunity in the preseason to run a baseline out of bounds with about 2 seconds to go.
Yeah, exactly. This is the time and the place to try and implement these things and iron out some wrinkles.
Quick catch and shoot 3, blocked. The second attempt would have counted it doesn't. And a great first quarter of action here between the UC Caps and the Bendigo Spirit. It's Caps up by 7. Quick thoughts on that first quarter of action, Jacinta?
Yeah, look, having watched the COE play a lot during the NBL 1E season, I'm not really surprised by some of the stuff we're seeing as they're representing the UC Caps here at Hoopsfest, especially in their way of organising the floor on offense. They know where their roles are. They're very well spread out. The likes of Babongi and Harvey always trying to get 2 feet in the paint. But like you said, you've been really impressed with their defense as well. So Daykic and Babongi, they were absolute bulldogs on the ball in NBL 1 East, and they're really, really tough. Like, there were games where they were taking it up against the likes of Leilani Mitchell. So, yeah, they're very tough defenders. I think for Bendigo, though, it looks like they're still trying to, like, find their chemistry with playing with each other. And I kind of feel like the likes of Samuels and Abby Warang probably need to start taking a little bit more of a leadership role and getting the younger ones a bit more organised.
Yeah, and I love what we see on the replay there. Caps really started inside and then went outside, where Bendigo I felt was the complete opposite, really settling for threes early. And then when they started to focus the ball inside, getting Nightingale touches in the paint, that was when things started to open up. But you look at Monique Babongi, super, super talented, showing the full arsenal. We've seen her drop dimes there to Bowyer. We've seen her hit threes. We've seen her with the backdoor cuts, a couple of blocks as well. Really showing off the full arsenal, Monique Babongi.
Oh, totally. She's had, like, at least one block. She's had at least a steal. Yeah, like you said, inside, outside. Oh, she is more than ready to play at the WNBL level.
Where do you see her future? I mean, we talk about WNBL. You know, for me, I don't see any limits on Monique Babongi where she could go with this game of basketball. The offensive skills are there. The jump shot, I mean, we saw the three-point shot. We've seen the handles. We've seen the passing. Do you see any limit for her?
No, absolutely not. I haven't seen any sign in the last 2 years of watching her game that there would be any limits. I think that she has tremendous potential. You know, she's been at some of those NBA Global Basketball Without Borders types camps, so she's already getting a flavour for international competition and with FIBA competitions. Sky's the limit for her, really. I think if she continues to show her skill set on the defensive end as well, she's going to be very hard to ignore in the long-term future when it comes to things like Opal selections.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see her in some of those training camps sooner rather than later. Second quarter is about to get underway. The UC Caps are going to start with possession. And just a reminder, memberships for the UC Capitals season are now on sale. Returning to their spiritual home at the AIS Arena, the UC Capitals are hoping to fill the Palace for every home game starting on Friday, November 8th. From the best seats in the house with a platinum membership to being a fan from afar with a supporter pack, the Caps have something for everyone. Search UC Capitals memberships for more. Go to www.wnbl.basketball/UC-Capitals/packages to pick up your tickets today. Second quarter underway, and you see Caps going inside out. Bowyer, wide open three, misses. Scrap for the rebound, grabbed from Mia Harvey for Bendigo.
Yeah, I think Bendigo are probably got to start to string some stops and scores. Again, just walking the ball up the court, but looking like they're going back into Hannon a little bit, which hopefully they'll start to focus on a bit more in this second quarter.
Samuels step back three, and you mentioned it, Jacinta. If you're Bendigo, you want to see Samuels get a little more involved offensively. Very aggressive take there to start the quarter for Bendigo.
Yeah, definitely. But I think she has capacity to start putting the ball on the floor a little bit as well, using her size and her smarts a bit more. And if she's not going to be able to score herself, she'll be able to create for others.
I love the take here from Lehman. Again, you know, Bendigo playing a bit off Lehman. Great read and a great rip, and the help defense just a bit late there from Hannon.
But what I really liked on that finish as well on the replay we saw, she was able to cut off her defender, absorb the contact in the air, but still make a solid finish. I think that's a really smart play.
And I feel like I've said it enough already, but I've just been really impressed with the way the Caps are playing. This is a super young group, but they're playing smart basketball.
Yeah. Shout out to Coach David Herbert. He's done a great job with the COE program in Canberra.
Yeah, and Coach Mel Downer down at the Hoopsfest wearing the head coach's cap, the cap tonight.
That's right. While Paul Goris, who is signed to be the next, the UC Caps head coach for this season, is still on his WNBA duties with Atlanta.
Yeah, and having a pretty good season out there as well.
Oh, I think they were on the cusp of playoffs. I think it was between them and a couple of other teams of who was going to make it. So it's a tight race.
Yeah, it's been a great WNBA season as well, and we're very lucky. We're going to see quite a few WNBA talents coming over for the WNBL season as well. The local talent is as good as it's ever been. Bringing the talent back over from the States as well, it's going to be an amazing season.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Like Perth have just signed their massive signing as import as well. So make sure you check out all the latest signings on the WNBL social media pages and the website, because it's going to be huge.
Teams struggling to put points on the board here to start the quarter. Turnover is not going to help Bendigo, though.
But yeah, a bit of an offensive foul there in transition for the UC Caps. As we have a look here on the replay with Sienna Harvey, like that she's being aggressive, but Abby Werung, one of the best defensive players in WNBL and the reigning defensive player of the year in NBL 1 South, had her feet set first, and Harvey was called for the charge.
I don't personally like that call, I'm sorry.
It was good play by both of them, I think.
We're the beneficiaries of the replay, though.
Oh,
Not the
absolutely.
referees or the players. So.
Absolutely. It'd be so hard for referees to make such quick split-second decisions for actions that happen in even smaller time.
Timeout on the floor. Pretty good timeout. Ooh, excuse me.
Definitely a great timeout to call. I think both teams are just coming out perhaps in a lower gear here. Both teams looking to attack, but we're seeing a lot of turnovers pretty early. Neither team really getting 2 feet in the paint either to try and attack, other than the play that we just saw from Harvey. So I think it's a good timeout for each team to reset, perhaps just try something a little bit different, because that's what preseason's really all about.
Yeah, and we should remind everyone, Hoopsfest is a preseason event for these WNBL teams. A couple of teams, we talked about it off air, Jacinta, sending some of their development players, some sending almost full squads. It's a real mixed bag, but a great opportunity for fans to see all this exciting talent coming up.
Yeah, definitely. And because like we were saying, the likes of the young talent from the UC Caps team, and respectfully from the Bendigo team too, this is the one time where we could see them play maximum court time and really flex their skills and their muscles on a stage like this, and not have to rely on the likes of NBL 1. NBL 1 and WNBL, on paper is one step after the other, but in reality it's a big leap. Massive. In terms of player development. So it's kind of really nice to see when you see the likes of Micah Simpson, who's been in that Bendigo Spirit squad as a development player for a little while, just see her go from strength to strength after every season that she's a part of the program.
Yeah, and you mentioned with the UC Caps, a lot of these players featured in the COE group in the East as well. So really great opportunity for them to work on their skills and develop their games to come up to this WNBL level. And Hoopsfest is a great opportunity to compete against some of those WNBL players that you haven't had an opportunity to compete against in your NBL 1 competition.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fagan, the 16-year-old, missed the long jump shot, and Bendigo kicks ahead early, but the pass a little too heavy for Booth. She lost it out of bounds.
Yeah, just a couple of wobbles continuing for the Spirit, where they have the right intention, but just little things where the pass isn't quite placed, they're not running the lanes quite as wide. It's just those little kind of fundamental things they need to tidy up a bit.
And that will come with time.
Absolutely.
Again, a lot of these teams only made it out to WA in the last day or two. That's a big trip for a lot of these teams to go out west.
Oh, definitely. And, you still got to remember that particularly with the Spirit. You've still got a lot of talented players to add to the list. You know, Sammy Whitcomb being a massive signing for Bendigo Spirit this season, and she'll be backed up by Mariana Tolo, Kelsey Griffin, Kelly Wilson. So, yeah, great time to shine for the players here, but they've got a big season ahead of them where they can learn from the best.
I'm going to ask you to put your coach's hat on, since I know you're not a coach at the moment. You certainly can coach. I'm sure people would love to have you do that. But, you know, when you're coaching groups like this in the preseason, how much of an opportunity is it for players to earn spots or minutes?
I think it can probably be a good indicator of perhaps maybe some of those things that you can't find on a stat sheet. You know, work ethic, adaptability, the character of a player. How well, I hate to quote Carrie Graff, how well can you handle adversity?
Yep.
Those are the types of things that you're able to showcase as a development player at these types of tournaments. They're not going to really look at, oh, look, she scored so many points and had so many rebounds. That's part of it, but all those other characteristics as a player that's not on a stat sheet are just as important, because they're the types of people that you want to keep around in the squad. And that's the kind of stuff that you can't really coach, but it helps a lot when you want your team to be successful.
What would be a successful Hoopsfest or preseason tournament like this for teams? How much weight do you put on winning a competition like this?
Oh, I think you've got to try and look at your wins in a different way sometimes. Like, you want to try and set goals for players as individuals. It's like, hey, every time down the floor, I want you to make sure you get 3 touches. I want you to make sure you're denying every lane and get deflections or whatever. So those, you can measure those wins. And also you can have those kinds of wins with the team as a unit. We want to try and limit teams to a certain amount of points and things like that. I think that should be enough of a win at a preseason tournament. I don't think there'll be a huge emphasis on coming away as champions.
Big basket there from Harvey. Bendigo kind of keeping themselves in this one here, doing a pretty good job. And I think, you know, you got to, it'd be really interesting to talk to these teams to understand what they're trying, what they want to get out of an event like Hoopsfest. I mean, obviously you love to win, as we see a corner 3 from Babongi go off the side of the rim. But, you know, for UC Caps, when you have such a young group, are you looking for people earning minutes? Babongi offensive rebound putback. She's just filling up the scoreboard here for the UC Caps. I don't think she has to worry too much about minutes, but, you know, I would love to understand the approach for each of these individual teams, because we said it. Each group is sent different teams, so clearly have different approaches.
Yeah, definitely, because, yeah, like you said, it will be dependent on the team that they do send. Particularly here for Bendigo, I'm hoping that they are going to be trying to execute what Coach Katayama wants to execute during the season, so that the likes of their leaders in Werrong and Samuels are obviously going to be across it, but they need to exercise their leadership skills to make sure the bench players are, because you never know what's going to happen in the season. You might get down to the crunch and you have lots of injuries. Heaven forbid that happens, and you have to call on these young players. You've got to make sure they're prepared. But for the Caps, you know, given that a lot of them are, with the exception of Bowyer and Babongi, they are from the COE. So for them, it's just getting some reps, because they've already got team chemistry. That's not really going to be building any team chemistry for the Cap season, given there's only 2 players there.
We see Georgia Booth at the free throw line hitting her first attempt. She came over to Bendigo. She was with Southside last season, had a really nice NBL 1 season down at Ballarat. A player that probably is looking for that next step in her career and looking at a good opportunity with the Spirit.
Yeah, she's looking pretty fit, pretty focused. I like that she's always in the right floor spots. Probably just needs to calm some nerves a little bit, making some catches and maybe not second guessing herself in decision making. But in her NBL 1 South season, she averaged 16 points per game, 5.6 rebounds per game, and 2.15 assists per game. So that's really, really great. And maybe that is reflective of her successful season with the Flyers.
See Williams on the screen there. She missed that jump shot. Probably just rushed it a little bit. Monique stepping out away from the basket. Had a pretty good look at it. So was a little disappointed. But again, you know, the youth shows on that possession. Got about 4:15 to go in the first half. The Caps are holding a 4-point lead, but they have struggled offensively here in the quarter. Outside of Monique Babongi, who just has not struggled in any area, really, to be fair.
Not at all. She's just complete control of this game, absolutely. I mean, she's already got, I think, 12 of the 27 points for the Caps.
You see the Spirit coach, John White, he's got the reins here for Hoopsfest. Good help defense, and I like that contest. Another turnover from Bendigo. And then they lose along the baseline. A quick jump shot there from Dakic. She missed it, though, and she probably could have just laid it right in.
That's a dunk. That's a dunk, John. But what I like, though, from Dakic there is that she actually kind of went basket to basket. So she forced the turnover one end on Werong. Then she just sprinted ahead and was wide open there for Babongi, but couldn't get her the assist.
Yeah, and I think Dakic will look back at that one as a clear miss. And again, on the other end, Bendigo making them pay. A really nice take there from Lavinia Cox, another youngster who played with Bendigo in the NBL 1 season as well.
Oh, Lavinia Cox is a name that we also need to keep an eye on, because just around the time of the Paris Olympics, she was picked to go and play at a Jordan brand sponsored event.
How about the no-look reverse layup there from Babongi, just showing the full arsenal. And, Babongi turning 18 in December. Lavinia Cox, an 18-year-old as well. Yeah, we're looking at some future stars, if not stars now.
Oh, absolutely. Babongi, though, those types of shots in transition, reverse, offhand, they're the kind of shots that you, celebrate, because they don't happen very often. But she just does it every day of the week.
Yeah, it makes it look normal, which is the sign of a star for sure. At the free throw line, Micah Simpson hits the free throw. Simpson played with Bendigo last season. Didn't get a lot of minutes. Went down to the NBL 1, played with Ballarat, and had a really nice season there as well. And again, another one of these players that Bendigo just has that real production line where they do such a great job of bringing juniors through every step of the way to feed into this WNBL program.
Yeah, and I think sometimes that can be an advantage for a regional-based team as well, because sport being such an important part of that area. Oh, nice show and go there from Jade Crook. But yeah, big catchment area. Sport's super important in regional areas, and for a sense of community as well. So I think Bendigo particularly do a great job of fostering that local talent.
Love that defensive possession for the Caps. Let's see if they can close it out. They do. Double team in the paint, the post, and then really communicating and recovering well to force the turnover.
Yeah, Dakic was just all over that passing lane.
Crook has it at the elbow, will fire a jump shot long. Good rebound for Warung.
Yeah, we see Babongi now matched up on Abby Werong and Jade Crook on Hannon, so the former Albury teammates.
Step back three. It's off the front of the rim. One-handed rebound from Hannon through a lot of contact. And she's going to get to the free throw line for a couple of shots, and I like the aggression there from Ash Hannon. She is a real presence when she wants to be, and on that possession, she was not going to be denied.
Yeah, I would love it if she got a few more touches under the basket. Again, similar situation with what we were saying with Casey Samuels. If she's not scoring, she's going to be able to facilitate. Hannon's got a great pass on her as well. But yeah, Bendigo, I mean, I think this is a case of making lemonades out of lemon here with the Hannon at the free throw line, because I don't think that previous shot was probably the best selection to take. Given that they haven't been consistently scoring, they're just kind of chipping away. I don't think Bendigo really executed very well in this quarter.
They only trail by 3. They're doing it on the defensive end. Step back 3. That was a tough look. Another offensive rebound, though, for Bendigo. They're going to have another crack at it. And there's Samuels getting involved, finishing with the left hand. It's a 1-point lead for Caps.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, because I have been trying to keep up with the stats, but I probably missed some, I think that's Samuel's first score.
I think so. I don't recall her getting a basket. So, pretty good job from the Caps to keep her quiet. Bowyer skips it. Corner 3 is up. It's long. Good rebound for Blanche. Let's see if Bendigo can get it up court. Bit of half-court full court trap. Bendigo beats it. Minute 13 to go, and another huge three. This time it's Blanche. Spirit retake the lead.
Well, to be fair to Spirit, I know I've probably been a bit critical about their scoring options and decision making. Now they are in the lead with the local junior here, Poppy Blanche, as we see on the replay with that nice step back three. To be fair, they've got 8 players on the scoreboard, so they're not just relying on those 1 or 2 as we probably expected in the preview.
Beautiful look inside for a great finish from Jade Crook. Caps come right back and retake the lead. Actually, I'm sorry, we're tied.
We're tied, yes, with 50 seconds to go in the second.
Samuels has it now. Casey Samuels, a veteran. Hannon has it on the block, out to Samuels. Quick catch and shoot, 3 in and out. Rebound to Crook. This is what you like to see. Grabbing a defensive rebound and getting that bust-out dribble.
Yeah, busting out. You know, you've got to have your full skill set these days, no matter what position you play.
Babongi 3 off the side of the rim. Good offensive rebound there. What a take from Harvey. Excuse me, that's Lehman.
The other Sienna.
Yeah. Sienna Lehman gets it back, gets all the way to the basket, misses the left-handed layup. Samuels gets a rebound, trying to get a shot off. That's going to do it for the first half. A really great first half of action, Jacinta. We're going to go into the break, all tied at 33.
Yeah, we did kind of predict it would be relatively close. I wasn't predicting it would only be 33 apiece though at halftime. I was expecting a higher scoring affair by halftime given what the first quarter was like. Yeah, both teams just going really quiet in the second. I think Bendigo only really executing some of their good plays down the stretch, like the last one we saw for Casey Samuels 3. I'm just hoping that Bendigo can start connecting the dots a little more in the second half, particularly on the offensive end.
Well, let's see what the teams can do coming out of the halftime break. It is halftime at Hoopsfest. We are tied at 33 between the Bendigo Spirit and the UC Caps. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back with the halftime highlights and the second half of action shortly.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it.
Alright everyone, we have Ben here. He decided to get down to Boogie with Taylor Swift, and as a result he's got a shot for $1,000. Tell me a bit about why you're here today.
So my daughter and her friends are here from Mount Hawthorn Primary School. They won the school slam championship, so well done to the girls from Mount Hawthorn Primary.
Put it together for the girls from Mount Hawthorn Primary. So you're a baller.
I am, yeah.
Alrighty, Ben asked me a special favour, and I'm going to let him, because it's the very first game ever, do a quick warm-up shot. So you can do a quick warm-up shot. In the meantime, we're going to let you know what's happening. So he's going to come back into the half-court line. He has a chance to win $1,000. All he has to do is get his half-court shot in. And what we're going to do is get you guys to cheer him along. Have you had your warm-up, Ben? You good?
This is for $1,000.
Put behind me. As long as you put behind me, you go, hold up a second, then whoop. I'm going to get you some help out here. Can we please do the loudest, coolest, most unbelievable cheer for Ben? Because if he gets it, he's shouting everyone a present, right? That's the plan? I'm going to give you guys a count of 3, 2, 1, and you're going to give Ben a cheer. 3, 2, 1. Ben, we have got your back, my friend. All we need you to do is get that shot in for $1,000. Let's go when you're ready. Ben, I have to be honest, I already quickly double-checked if I was allowed to quickly give you a second shot, and I don't have the permission to do it today, but I do want to say congratulations. It's a bit of fun. You also got to play on the Hoopsfest court. Was it a bit of fun?
Yes, it was awesome. And yeah, well done, girls. Thanks for the opportunity.
How much fun? Hey, the good news is if anyone's sticking around for our second game today, we are doing one at halftime, second game, and actually all our games here for the rest of the week. Thank you. Do you have a tip for anyone who might get chosen for later?
Get 2 warm-up.
2 warm-up. Hey, I gave you a bonus one. Thank you so much for having a bit of fun with us here, guys. We're about to have the teams back out on the court. This is exciting. For the very first game ever to have our scores tied. It's anybody's game still. We cannot wait for a fantastic second half. Make sure you take pictures, get involved, tag us too, because we're so happy to have you here.
Welcome back to Hoopsfest at Bendat Basketball Centre. It's halftime between the Bendigo Spirit and the UC Caps. It is 33 all at halftime, but how about Monique Babongi Jacinta? She was on fire in that first half.
Yeah, she is doing it at both ends of the floor. As we can see here, that three-pointer very early in the first quarter on that replay. If she's not scoring, she's facilitating, she's deflecting, she's blocking, she's everywhere.
Babongi, like you said, doing it inside and out. Creative with the ball in her hands, attacking the glass. A true star in the making. And I'm expecting big things from her here in this upcoming WNBL season.
Definitely. And actually, you know, we certainly have been singing her praises a lot this game, understandably and justifiably. But what I really like about her game is that it's so natural. She just lets the game come to her. She doesn't overthink anything. She's very poised in her decision making. Like, we see so many of those reverse layups under pressure that she's able to make. I think that's probably her biggest asset, is her composure.
Well, a super composed player, a super talented player, and we're definitely going to see more of Monique Babongi in the second half. It is halftime at Hoopsfest. We're going to take a break, and we will be back shortly with the second half of action live for you from Bendat Basketball Centre. Action is live out at Hoopsfest, Bendat Basketball Centre. Second half underway. It's the Bendigo Spirit with the first possession. We see Samuels with the jump shot. Loose ball, lost out of bounds by Monique Williams. We're tied at 33. Got John Gorney here with Jacinta Govin. A really nice first half of basketball, considering this is the first hit out for both of these groups.
Yeah, I think nice is probably still an appropriate way to describe it. It was, oh, there we go. Nice little roll there for Georgia Booth on the three. It was nice, and I would like each team to be a little bit more aggressive, but listen, I'm not their coach, so I can't be giving the orders. But I'm glad that Bendigo have already been aggressive on the offensive end with 2 early shots.
I love that take from Lehman as well. She's been really aggressive for Caps. Fell asleep defensively there, though, and Booth is the beneficiary. She was fouled. She'll get to the free throw line for a couple shots, and we talked and we showed that highlights package of Monique Babongi. For me, on the other side of the court, I think Booth has probably been the best player for Bendigo, at least in that first half.
Yeah, I think she's getting the most involved. I mean, we did see flashes from Nightingale as well, getting quite involved very early, as well as Simpson. I mean, that was a huge dime there for Simpson to get Georgia Booth onto the free throw line. So, yeah, I think Bendigo are having some leadership and some leadership from places that we probably weren't expecting.
2 of 2 for Booth. The Spirit open a 5-point lead. Caps looking to get on the board for the first time here in the second half. They turn it over. Looking to go coast to coast. We're rung short on the layup attempt, and Hannon fighting for the offensive rebound, fouls Williams.
Very good body position and fend off there from Williams. She was a really important part, actually, at the under-18 FIBA Women's Asia Cup that we had earlier in the year where Australia beat China and China had a play that was 7 foot tall. Monique Williams was tasked with defending that play, and she did an exceptional job.
Nice take there and finish from Fagan. Satea Fagan getting on the board. I like that pull-up jump shot. As Booth responds, though, on the other end with the corner 3. Spirit's starting to get out in transition and making the Caps pay.
Absolutely, and Booth, 8 points so far in the third quarter. She has definitely and literally been the difference here for the Spirit.
Great ball movement. Babongi corner 3 is long. Here is Booth. Kicks ahead early. Hannon with a clear path to the basket. Goes up and lays it home with the left hand.
Yeah, it looked like there that the Caps went to go for the steal in transition and was too much of a gamble, so Hannon made them pay.
Bowyer driving to the basket. Lost it. Another turnover for Caps. Samuels with her head up. Slows it down a little bit. Takes a bump from Bowyer, who gets called for the foul. Casey Samuels, you see her on screen there, one of the veterans out there this evening for Bendigo. And Casey's been around for a while. She's played everywhere.
Yeah, she certainly has. She's played, she would have been close to playing in nearly every NBL 1 conference, at least except for South, I think.
I know we had her up here in Queensland, up in NBL 1 North for sure.
And she is originally from New South Wales. She's a Bankstown Bruins junior, but I don't think she actually played NBL 1 East technically, but she's played West, Central, and North, so that's pretty good going.
Actually trying to think if Casey was here when it was NBL 1 or if it was back when it was QBL, but it counts the same in my opinion. Bendigo has really turned it on defensively and have pushed their lead out to 10. I love what they're doing, though. It's defense first, but really getting those stops, forcing turnovers, and converting those opportunities.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of 2 feet in the paint other than the transition take from Hannon. But it looks like here that Babongi now is going to head to the line for 2.
And foul there on Ash Hannon and Monique Babongi. You can see her with her head up the whole time, and once she sees the lane, she really attacks it aggressively. The thing I love about Babongi, she doesn't take a backward step either. Not intimidated in the least.
No, and I think that's what I really like about Babongi and especially about Amelia Dakic on defense. They are fearless.
1 of 2 for Babongi. Bendigo really different in between the first half and the second half. They're super aggressive getting the ball up court. Booth gets called for the offensive foul. A great step up and drawing of the charge from Lehman there.
Yeah, really, really nicely done, especially as we see on the replay. 3 Caps players committed underneath the basket, so Lehman getting her feet there well outside the circle on that defensive rotation. I really like that anticipation from the Caps.
And she was the 3rd or 4th rotation there, not the 2nd even.
Yeah, no, she wasn't even in that cluster of 3 under the basket either. She came from somewhere else.
Yeah, really, really good awareness there from Lehman. Getting a stop for the Caps. Let's see if they could convert on this end. Nice spin from Fagan. Strong on the attempt. Sticks with it. Second attempt, no good. Ball out of bounds. Off of Bendigo. It's going to be Caps ball. You got to love the aggression there from Fagan. She's disappointed with herself, but kept the ball alive and gave herself a chance again.
Yeah, understandably a bit frustrated because there was a beautiful read from the high post and perhaps a glimpse of where she's going to be, at her best in that high post. Look how long she is, and she's got the athleticism about her. But yeah, definitely needs to learn to put those ones away.
And you see right off the sideline out of bounds, probably a little too aggressive defensively for Bendigo, and you give Babongi an opportunity, she's going to take it, and Crook there with the blocking foul. Not Crook, what am I talking about? Nightingale, excuse me.
That's okay, I knew you'd get there.
I was there. Babongi starting to heat up again here in the second half. There's a steal and a layup. And who is it? Monique Babongi.
Yeah. And if you didn't know her name before, you're going to know it now.
I like the adjustment, though, from Caps. Coming out a little more aggressively, trying to get themselves up-tempo.
Yeah, just a trap out of that baseline inbounds there from Bendigo.
Long rebound, Booth recovers it. Nice entry pass for Nightingale, who's fouled by Fagan.
Really nice catch there, but a right idea there from Booth, and it was a really tough catch though for Nightingale, not only over a couple of defenders, but the position she was, you see on the replay, right underneath the basket where you've kind of got very little opportunity, especially when the defense is right behind you. So probably lucky she got bailed out with that foul.
Nice look inside. Nightingale shakes free and lays it home with the left hand. Beautiful baseline out of bounds from Bendigo.
Yeah, hopefully that will get them going a little bit more on the scoring end and see how much they can extend this lead now.
Missed opportunity there for Cavs. Let's see if Bendigo can make them pay. I think when Cavs go back and watch this one, they'll see a few opportunities where they miss some really easy ones. Very young group out here for Bendigo as well. Three-point attempt is off from Simpson. It goes out of bounds, going to be Cavs ball.
I did like, though, on that particular possession that Bendigo were able to use the shot clock a lot more to get Simpson open. She can certainly knock them down in those situations. And I think I also liked how Simpson was able to control the tempo throughout that possession.
Fagan getting aggressive, putting it on the floor, and is fouled on her way to the basket. And you mentioned that versatility from Fagan. She picks it up at three-quarter court. You expect the big to maybe give it up. No, I'm going to be aggressive. Maybe an extra step there looking at the replay. Coach Mel Downer's got a smirk on her face saying the same thing probably out there.
Perhaps. But yeah, look, if especially in those situations, if you've got someone like Fagan on the trail, catching it that far at the end of the court, once she gets her handles about her and puts the jets on, who's going to guard that? Good luck to you.
Yep.
You want to be calling that second line of defense to be alert enough to come and step up, because she'll blow by you.
So 1 of 2 for Fagan. Caps trail by 2, and they force a turnover. There is that trap. It's going to be the turnover. I thought they were calling the blocking foul, but Daykic stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky. I do like that she started to be aggressive and wants to contribute on the offensive end, even though she's an absolute terrier on the defensive end. But yeah, Caps, like this trap's working well for them.
Timeout on the floor. We're out at Hoopsfest, out in Perth, Western Australia. It is a celebration of basketball, Jacinta. We are going to be bringing you 3 games each and every night over tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday night, all live on the WNBL app. But let's talk a little bit about Hoopsfest. The basketball extravaganza hits Perth.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Perth, for a lot of Perth fans and basketball fans over there, are hopefully watching and knowing that they're probably emerging as the basketball capital of Australia. Now it's long.
Careful what you say.
Careful what I say. Very mindful of what I say here. But when you've got, 12,000 or 6,000, but an enormous amount of people attending your NBL 1 West Grand Finals, you're certainly starting to cement yourself as a basketball town. Right? But Hoopsfest, they've really put a great gig together here. If you're down there on the ground, it's going to include interactive fan zones, community engagement, live music, and a lot of exciting match day experiences, different to a regular match that they say on the official website, and much more. So hopefully a lot of people can get down there because it looks awesome. Certainly getting some jealousy over here on the East Coast.
Yeah, we are not in Perth. We wish we were, but we're very excited to be commentating on this game because it's been a really close game, and you see an offensive foul called on Samuels. Their team up by 4. That's not what you want to see out of a timeout.
No, definitely not. I was really excited there that she started to put the ball on the floor and be aggressive. I mean, she's got the capability to go that one step further. Like, I hate to say it, but just bully them out of the way and go for the dunk.
I like it. 3 attempt is up. It's in. And who else? Babongi.
Oh, she just stepped into that like it was nothing.
And those, yeah, I'm harping on it a lot, but she's been so impressive. But those are those type of skills that translates any competition because it's so smooth, no hesitation, confident. The stroke looks textbook as well.
Oh, her feet were very well set. It all comes from her feet first, and yeah, she had that one lined up.
Bowyer blocked. A really nice recovery there from Nightingale. She's been impressive as well in her minutes.
Yeah, she really has. I think that she's certainly played her role well as well. She's not trying to do, I think first quarter maybe tried to do a little bit too much, understandably. Big stage, big opportunity. The nerves sometimes get the best of you. But yeah, she's certainly played her role really well as a centre for the Spirit. And a good centre can be hard to find in Australian basketball.
It sure is, and the versatility for me is everyone wants their bigs to be able to shoot the ball, right? But I also think there's a role for people who can rebound, can defend, and be a threat at the rim. It opens things up for everyone else as well.
Oh, absolutely. You can be that kind of central anchor in an offensive possession, and we can't lose the beauty of back to the basketball and classic post moves. You'll hear Christy Harrower and Michelle at it all the time. Keep the post players in there. Keep the mid-range game in there. It's parts of the game that should always be stuck around and not phased out.
And from Nightingale's perspective, I feel like Bendigo has looked pretty good, if not the best that they have been when she's on the floor rolling to the basket.
Definitely, because even if you're not going to get it, she's rolling, she's going to be a threat, she's going to make the defense move, and it's just going to give you some more options.
Turnover there for Bendigo. They lead by 4, 3:30 to go in the third quarter, which has been a very back and forth battle. Caps had a pretty good lead in the first half. Spirit finished strong to tie the game, and they've really taken over here in the third. Nice bounce pass. A tough take there. Very unlucky for Dakic. A little too strong on the floater.
Yeah, it looks like Bendigo may have gone back into a bit of a matchup zone because they're certainly forcing the UC Caps to play quite a distance outside the three-point line and really going 5 out, and it's really stunted the Caps on the offensive end.
Turnover. The trap really hurting Bendigo here, and we see Blanche a little shaken up. She asked for a sub right away. Hopefully it's just a little knock.
I hope it's just a cork. I hope it's nothing more serious than that. Just try and shake it off a little bit.
Larung checks back in to the game. Caps in possession of it. They trail. The Bongi step back jump shot off the back of the rim. Loose ball foul. Are they going to give that to Samuels, or is that going against Zara Russell for Caps?
I think it's going against Russell for Caps with that sideline possession there for Bendigo. But just on that offensive possession, see the Caps had a lot more movement. They had a back cut. They had some stuff going on at the top, and that's when Bendigo switched back to a man. I think Bendigo need to stay in that matchup zone because it just completely stops the Caps in the half court.
Well, they need to do a better job against the trap as well.
As well, yes.
But defensively, I agree with you. I think they look good in the zone, and Caps have struggled from deep outside of Babongi. Catch and shoot 3 is well off. It's going to be a shot clock violation because it was an air ball from Cox. So good defensive possession in the half court for Caps. And again, you see Bendigo trying to get the ball inside. Caps doing a pretty good job forcing those post players out of position.
Yeah, making them really uncomfortable, getting catches where they probably don't want to get catches, casting doubt in the minds of the passers. It's certainly the defense that is keeping the Caps in this, but they need to start converting these stops into scores.
Dakic with the possession for Caps. Turn it around, Bowyer has it. She's the captain for the Capitals tonight. Nice step through and kick. Bowyer open for 3. It's up. It's short. Fights for the rebound. Recovered by Hannon. And then a tough foul there.
Yeah, I think that was just a bit accidental. Wrong place, wrong time on that situation.
Yeah, completely accidental on that one. See the Caps just scrapping for every loose ball, and it's Dakic. You said you love her aggressive defensively. And again, she's being aggressive there. Not, again, no intention, but you got to love the aggressive defense.
Oh, because she was already up in the lane. Like, as soon as the ball was turned over, she was already up, ready to guard someone in the backcourt. She doesn't take defense very lightly.
And I think coaches are going to love that. I mean, that's what you want to see. You want to see that aggressiveness defensively. You know, you have 5 fouls to give, right?
Yeah, that's
Use them.
right. Yeah.
Why not? Couple of free throws there for Booth. Pushes the lead out to 3 for Bendigo. Got 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's the UC Caps trailing the Bendigo Spirit. Skip pass, Bowyer takes a jab. Step back 3. Well short. She's struggled a bit here tonight.
Yeah, probably not the best decision. I would have liked to have seen her maybe taken on the floor, given that the shot clock was dying down, rather than settling for the 3, or at least call for a pick.
Backdoor pass, good hands, but it's tipped out of bounds. I love the deflection there from Lehman. They just couldn't recover the loose ball. You see Lehman get a hand on it. Unfortunately, went off the foot of Monique Williams.
Yeah, just really nice again. Great anticipation from Lehman there in the second line of defense.
Bowyer gets a deflection. It's recovered by Bendigo. Good hands. Jade Crook deflects it out of bounds.
Bendigo really just need to get on the front foot here. They're just letting the Caps dictate what they want to do. They're getting bumped out of spots. They're getting deflections. Bendigo just need to kind of toughen up a bit.
Lehman, another deflection. This time it leads to a steal. And we talked about Dakic aggressive defensively. How about Sienna Lehman? Bowyer driving the baseline inside. Crook, shuffle to feed. That's a tough one.
Yeah, and again, we wanted Bowyer in the last possession to put it on the floor. This time she did, but she drew 2 defenders, and that's when you got to hit Williams on that roll. Williams maybe next time needs to make herself a little bit more well known that she's wide open.
3 points the lead for Bendigo. Caps showing trap again. They drop back to a man-to-man. Nice crossover move. Floater. Bank shot, no good. Here come the Caps.
2-for-1 opportunity now here for the Caps.
It's Bowyer under pressure. Finding Babongi, getting it back. Indy Bowyer, 3 is up. In and out.
That would have been a nice dagger going into the three-quarter time.
So Bendigo has an opportunity to work some clock here. Really pounding the basketball here is Simpson. Ends up with a deep 3, and guess what? It worked, and worked well for Bendigo.
Thank goodness, because I was like, I understand you want to chew time off the clock, but that was a lot of ball handling going on there.
Babongi throws up a loose one, well defended there by Booth. That's going to do it for the third quarter. And the Bendigo Spirit have opened up a 6-point lead heading into the final quarter of action, Jacinta.
Yeah, I think it's exactly what Bendigo needed. And look, they did it. They weren't flashy about it, but they got the job done nonetheless. They chipped away. They got themselves a 19-point quarter, led by Booth, who had 10 of those 19 points. So certainly done by committee here from Bendigo, but it was nice to see Booth being really aggressive early to try and set the tone for the rest of the team.
It is quarter time, so we will take a break. We'll come back with the final 10 minutes of action for you live out at Hoopfest. You see the Townsville Fire in the background. We're going to see them up next after this one.
Hoopsfest is coming to you live from the Bendat Basketball Centre, and it was a third quarter to remember for the Bendigo Spirit. They're opening up a big lead here, but we've got 10 minutes to go, Jacinta. What a third quarter, though, of action.
Yeah, absolutely. The Spirit came out aggressive very early, and thankfully they were able to maintain that throughout the third quarter, scoring a big 19 points in the third and holding the Caps to only 13. The Caps, we were saying off air, John, are probably showing a little bit of signs of inexperience and a bit of immaturity in a sense where things are starting to wobble. They've got to learn to find a way to overcome that, whereas the Bendigo Spirit looked composed quite a lot in that third.
And the reality is it's a preseason tournament, so good opportunity to work all these kinks out. The fourth quarter of action is about to get underway, and it is going to be Caps ball. They are trailing at the moment. It's going to be interesting to see what adjustments are made. It's been a really close game, so you got to expect to get an exciting finish.
Yeah, let's hope so. And the winner of the tournament will be determined by a 3-2-1 point system. So 3 points will be awarded to the team that wins the game, 2 points for teams that draw, and 1 point awarded for the team that wins a quarter, that wins the scoring in each quarter. So while either team of Spirit or Caps may not win the game, if they win a quarter, they already get a point.
Babongi missed a patented reverse layup. We've seen a few of those, but she did get fouled, so she's at the free throw line for a couple of shots, and Caps are still within striking distance here. A good start for them to get a couple points on their first possession.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be interesting to see if they go back to that press as well at any point in this fourth quarter, because that worked very well for them in the third.
Bendigo has it now. Babongi nearly came up with the steal. Good recovery there and a deflection out of bounds by Crook. It's going to stay with Bendigo.
I think that's the shot. Let's have a look here on the replay. I think that was could have been a pretty clear shot there for Booth instead of looking for Hannon in the corner.
Bendigo, baseline out of bounds, leads to a three. It's long. Bowyer with the rebound. She's going to push for Caps. Bowyer thought about the three and reverses it to Babongi, who sets the Caps offense. Fakes using the screen. High arcing bank shot falls.
Very nice. A lot better control of the tempo in the half court there for the Caps. I think that's going to help overcome some of those wobbles we saw in the third.
Booth reverses it. Three is up. Long again, and Bendigo going back to where they started this game, just settling for deep threes.
Yeah, that's right. They've got Nightingale and Hannon on the floor, and they haven't had a deep touch. I mean, I know we're only just, a minute into the quarter, but they haven't even looked in the post yet.
Couple of quick threes as well, probably just giving the Caps an opportunity to get themselves back into the game. It's a 2-point lead for Bendigo. We're about a minute into the final quarter of action. John Guarna and Jacinta Govin on the call for you here with what is looking to be a battle to the final buzzer. Williams looks inside, good hands deflected, and a steal for Nightingale. She's looking to go all the way and is tripped up. Accidentally, that's a foul on Caps. Nightingale a little shaken up.
Yeah, it was quite a heavy fall.
Looked like she landed on the basketball. Let's hope she's just a little rattled. Here is Nightingale, and you see, looks like she stepped on the foot of Babongi there and just got tripped up. She's okay, she's still out there. Good to see Ash Nightingale. Okay.
Yeah, she's up and ready to go.
5-second violation. You don't see that very often, do you, Jacinta?
Definitely not, especially on a baseline out of bounds play. Yeah, it certainly doesn't happen at all. So really great stop here for the Caps. If they get a score here, momentum will definitely be in their favor.
They only trail by 2. A 2 will tie it. A 3 will give them the lead. Bowyer at the elbow reverses it. Crook now. Out to Babongi. 3 is up. It's long. I would have liked to see Crook get aggressive there.
Me too. I was going to say the same thing. She didn't even square up and look at the basket. I mean, she's great from the high post. She could have back down her player to get an easy bucket.
Nice touch pass. Booth open three, touches the bottom of the net. I love the initial pass. We're going to give Nightingale the hockey assist.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, Booth ready to catch and shoot. That was, yeah, really nicely done by her.
5-point lead, good take, but a good recovery from Nightingale to block Bowyer.
Yeah, no, I think she certainly has shaken off that fall from 2 possessions ago.
And then banking it home for Bendigo. The lead out to 7. Now for the Spirit. Just when we thought Caps might tie it, Bendigo comes back with a nice run.
Yeah, and this half-court defense from Bendigo has been really, really good so far in the fourth. It's probably the best that they've played all game.
They come up with the steal. Well, Rung has it. Bendigo wants to work some clock and run a half-court set.
Yeah, really smart, given that they're now up by 7 and getting that momentum.
Great roll and a great catch and finish from Nightingale. And the Caps are forced to take a timeout. They trail by 9, and Ash Nightingale has been impressive here. And we talked about it earlier in the game, that screen and roll. She's been unstoppable.
That was a really beautiful catch, and she had to catch that in quite a precarious position under the basket, able to find a way to finish with 3 defenders closing in. Really nice pass though from Simpson too, but Spirit, everything is being dictated by their half-court defense. This has been much better defense than we've seen compared to the rest of the game. They're up and in a lot more, pressuring the lanes. The Caps now have to really try and find a way to keep their composure and probably focus a lot more on ball security to make sure that the Spirit don't blow this out to a really big lead.
It's a 7-0 run for Bendigo to push out to this 9-point lead. And if I take it back a few possessions, Jacinta, you said it, defensively, they locked in and they secured a defensive rebound to give themselves that opportunity. You know, we talk about defense, about getting stops. A defensive stop isn't until you secure that defensive rebound. And I think for the most part, Bendigo's done a pretty good job on the defensive glass.
Yeah, definitely. And Simpson's been doing a really good job of being able to recognize when to push in transition and when to slow it down, especially that last possession. They were up by 7. They just did all that hard work to get a good stop. There's no point in just trying to force something in transition when you're just going to turn it over again, and they were rewarded with a 2.
Especially with the lead and the clock winding down. I know, you know, there's still a lot of game to be played, but every second counts.
Definitely.
Good ball movement. Fagan 3 is just off the front of the rim, chased down by Dakic. Another possession for Caps. Good hands though, and a nice steal there. That's Micah Simpson. Bendigo has numbers now. Swing it to the corner. Booth 3 is up. That would have been huge.
Would have been massive. That would have given Bendigo the biggest lead of the game so far.
Babongi takes a few bumps, reverses it now. Fagan another 3, another time it's short. Simpson gonna control the pace.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't think that was a great shot from Caps. Probably not quite early in the offense. So yeah, Simpson just saying, look, we're just gonna run the clock down.
They enter it to Hannon. It's deflected off of Caps. Going to stay with Bendigo. 8 on the shot clock. Under 6 minutes to go in the game. Turnover from the baseline. Never like that. Crook now bounces it ahead. Hanging and finishing. It's Babongi again.
Just hanging, yeah, just freezing time to make sure she got that shot.
Bendigo up by 7. Tough pass, Hannon can't handle it. Dakic has it now. Babongi skips it to the corner. Open 3, it's up for Lehman, in and out.
That would have been a momentum shift if she nailed that. What great court vision as well there from Babongi. Look at that, under pressure, cross-court pass. No one in any kind of space of Sienna Lehman there either. Bendigo might have to start fixing up some of that D-trans.
Here comes that trap that caused issues for Bendigo. Samuels now Working against Babongi. Too strong inside. Finishes plus the contact.
That's the kind of stuff that I wanted to see from Samuels earlier in the game. Like, no disrespect to the Caps defense, but look at her size, skill set, experience. Samuels can just back her way in there, and she's very good at finishing at those shots. Just keep going to that well until the well runs dry.
Yes, Samuels on the replay, she kind of actually lost the ball as she was spinning into the paint as well and regathered, still able to finish.
Still gets it.
Completes the three-point play. It's a 10-point lead for Bendigo. Babongi fakes using the screen, step through contact, still able to finish.
And it's an 8-point quarter so far for Babongi as we have hit the halfway mark now, I think, for this fourth quarter.
We got to get a replay of that because I want to talk about the ball possession. But how about Samuels with the quick catch and shoot?
Yeah, she's really starting to find her feet now. I think she's pretty keen to put this game away.
Bendigo in a comfortable 11-point lead. Good move inside. Quick catch and shoot three. Babongi missed. How about Dakic keeping it alive with her activity? Putting it on the deck again. Now out. Fagan tries to split the defense, draws the contact, and she'll get to the line for a couple shots. I like that. She settled for the three a few times, this time using that little jab step to create a bit of breathing room.
Yeah, and I think as well, you know, if you've put up 2 3-pointers, then people are going to probably start to predict, oh, you're just going to shoot 3, so they close out a little bit longer. Perfect opportunity to take it on the floor.
Fagan missed that first one, and again, Sataya Fagan, only 16 years old. She did play with the COE in the NBL 1 competition, averaged 6 points and 5 rebounds. Not a bad stat line for a 16-year-old in a semi-professional competition.
No, and I think she only came into the season for NBL 1 is kind of like halfway through. I don't think she was there at the start either. So
Bendigo turns it over. Caps trailing by 10. There is Fagan 3, in and out again.
at least that one was a little bit more on target. I think the free throw certainly helped her get her legs under her to give that three-point attempt a better chance.
Bendigo happy to play half court with this 10-point lead. Samuels has it. Gets the screen, and Fagan not happy with herself on that one, gets called for the blocking foul.
Yeah, she did a really great job of being able to read and anticipate that early to make that really hard for Samuels. She's just got to make sure she stays in her stance, because that's a great opportunity to take charge rather than giving up a blocking foul.
UC Caps and the Bendigo Spirit. Bendigo up 10. Left hand attempt, how about that one? A little long.
We haven't really seen a lot of Sienna Harvey in the second half. And I'm not too sure why. Hopefully she's okay, because I would love to get her back on court just to kind of get the Caps going a little bit again. She's really, really good at creating, getting her 2 feet in the paint, and I think that's what's lacking for the Caps right now. So Sienna Harvey can get back on there a little bit, that'd be great.
Steal. Babongi hesitates. Reverse layup is good. The trap again forcing a turnover for the Caps. And a backcourt violation. Nightingale caught it literally right in the center circle. That's a tough call. Spirit are not happy with the call, but referees made it, and there it is.
Yeah, she's just, jumped from one side to the other. It's classic.
Fagan fouled on the attempt. I really like the aggressive take there again from Fagan.
Yeah, she's certainly finding her feet here in the fourth. Definitely getting a lot more confident.
And it's a quick move.
It is a quick move. It's great to see someone with such length to have such quick feet, in reaction time. I think what I'd like to see her add to her games, especially in those situations, is that sure, when she was playing under 16s, bottom age 18, she could kind of get away with those things. Now she's playing at a higher level. She's got to start focusing on those fundamentals a bit more about catching it in a stance. So by the time she gets to the basket with the Casey Samuels defending her, she's still got room for elevation to make sure she has a more successful finish. You can't just rely on being tall. You still got to use your athleticism too.
Nightingale again featuring inside finishes. Pushing the lead back to double figures for Bendigo. Clock certainly in the Spirit's favor. Russell for three, off. Fight for the rebound. Recovered by Warung. Samuels hesitates. Looking inside, well read by Fagan. And Fagan lost it, but it was recovered by her teammates.
Yeah, Caps just getting a little bit disorganized here. They really need a point guard to come in and try and rally the troops and settle everyone down a bit. They look a bit disorganized.
I thought that Bongi was going to fire that one from deep. Good driving kick. Dakic drains the three. Oh, they're going to say it was a 2-foot on the line.
Devo. And what, I think that's only her second or third shot attempt as well, so you'd be pretty annoyed that you had your foot on the line. Let's see on the replay. Oh, yeah.
Yep, you can see it right across the line, but that dribble penetration from Lehman to that wing three or long two it has been great for the Caps. Warung gonna run the show here for Bendigo in the home stretch. Samuels hesitates. Inside pass. I don't think Nightingale was expecting it. Turnover for Spirit.
I wasn't expecting her to pass it. She had a clear lane to the basket. She was going at full speed. No one near her. She could have dunked that for sure. She had the defense up in the air. I mean, that was Casey's for the taking.
Caps need a basket here. Babongi deep three. +1. How about Monique Babongi draining the three through the contact?
You just said the Caps need a basket, and there she is, right on cue.
She is a basket.
Yeah, she's a walking basket.
Babongi, and the follow-through was pure, but you can see the contact. It was a clear foul, and Babongi completes the 4-point play, and all of a sudden the Caps are only down 5.
If my stats here are correct, she's on 34 points.
It feels like she's got all 62 for the Caps, to be honest. And that's not a knock on our teammates. It just feels like Monique's been on fire. And Indy Bowyer comes up with the steal, tied up by Nightingale. I believe possession arrow staying with Bendigo. Do the Caps have a final run in them with 50 seconds to go, down 5? Good help defense, a little late there though from Dakic. And Nightingale will get to the line for a couple shots.
Foul on UC Caps, number 7, Jackie. Heading to the line for 2, Bendigo Spirit.
Big free throws here for Ash Nightingale. She's been one of the best for the Spirit and hits the first one. Second one good as well, so Ash Nightingale doing her work inside the paint and at the free throw line. A timeout taken here from the Caps. There's 48 seconds to go, and the UC Caps trail by 7. And while we are on a timeout, let me remind you, memberships for the UC Capital season are now on sale, returning to their spiritual home at the AIS Arena. UC Capitals are hoping to fill the Palace for every home game, starting on Friday, November 8th. From the best seats in the house with a platinum membership to being a fan from afar with a supporter pack, the Caps have something for everyone. Search UC Capitals memberships for more. Jacinta, we said it. Coming down right to the end, 48 seconds to go. Caps gotta have something out of this timeout.
Yeah, only 6 points. I thought it was 7, but it's been changed to 6 now. And there were certainly times, especially in this fourth quarter, where the Bendigo Spirit really could have just kicked the door down and gotten a 20-point lead. But credit to the Caps, they've hung around, now only down by 6. 2-for-1 opportunity here as well. I mean, Babongi's got 34 of their 63 points, which is just outrageous. So, Gori, I hope you're watching because you got yourself a good one. But are the Caps going to be so predictable that they're going to go to Babongi for 2 threes? Are they going to go a pick and roll where she can have a 3-point play opportunity? Be very interesting to see what Coach Downer has drawn up now.
Do you think they need a 3 at this point?
I think it would be kind of cool if they, I should say kind of cool, that's so professional, but it would be great if they could get a 3 in this first play of the 2-for-1 opportunity, just to give them a bit of momentum and put that pressure on the Spirit.
All right, well, here we go. Lehman has it for the Caps. Reverses it. Bowyer open, hesitates, gets in the paint, swings it. Lehman fakes the pass, finds Bowyer, who goes beyond the arc, but stepped out of bounds.
Oh, and makes that 3 after the whistle. Oh, that hurts. That really, really hurts.
Yeah, it was looking a bit out of sorts there, a bit, and you see Bowyer just stepping out right there. You saw her step back, and that's disappointing for Caps fans and the Caps themselves. Another timeout taken with a 6-point lead for Bendigo. That really hurts the time. I don't know if there's enough now for UC Caps. What do you think, Jacinta?
I don't think so, unfortunately. Yeah, I think they really had to get some kind of score in that possession, and I think they made it a little bit too obvious of what they were trying to do, because the ball basically went between Bowyer and Lehman, and Monique was just flat out denied by Werung, which was, the smart thing to do. But when it kept going back and forth, it makes it way too easy to guard them for the Spirit. So yeah, with that unforced error with the out of bounds, going out of bounds, Bendigo really just kind of had to sit back and let it happen.
And they defended it well. They did a good job denying, like I said, Babongi and forcing someone else to step up. And, Indy Bowyer has experience, but you forget how young Indy still is. She's, again, only 20, I think, 21 years old. So has been around and has played at a pretty high level, but still very young and a lot of growth in her game still to come. But Caps, you got to try and force a turnover here.
Yeah, definitely. But again, going back to the importance of having the season game, you can only play this so much. You have to put it into a game situation.
There is. Well, they're going to call the foul. The Caps did such a good job pressuring the ball. They nearly forced the turnover, but that foul is going to send Bendigo to the free throw line. It's going to be Micah Simpson stepping up to the charity stripe.
Yeah, I was really thought that they were going to call across court, because she's kind of tapped it and then caught it on the other side, but she must have been pretty confident that the Caps had a piece of it. So
Simpson missed the first one. Keeps it a little bit interesting if she misses the second.
Going to take a Monique Babongi 4-point play.
It's been done.
It's been done.
This game.
It has been done in this game, and it certainly has been.
But Micah Simpson steps up. Big free throw there for Bendigo. Pushes the lead out to 7. 19 seconds to go in this game, and it's been a lot of positives for both teams. I think when we look at it here, you probably couldn't ask for more. A close game, some late game situations in a preseason. As we say, you can't replicate these things in a training session. To do this in a live atmosphere against high-level competition, you couldn't ask for more in a preseason matchup.
No, that's right. It's the perfect, almost like learning simulation environment is preseason. So while we have seen a couple of unforced errors in the stretch from both teams, it's obviously you don't want to make them habits, but it's probably an ideal situation and environment to be able to make those mistakes and safely learn from them without feeling like you're going to be subbed out immediately, which may happen in the regular season. So it's kind of like a bit of a simulation, I guess, is a soft word for it.
Yeah, and you can take this opportunity now, like if you're the Caps, you drew something up last time when you were down 6. Let's see what they come out with on this one. Obviously, you're going to try and get the ball into the hands of Babongi, so can you make an adjustment on the fly to see how Bendigo defended it on the previous possession?
Yeah, you're right. They just flat out denied Babongi before, But then Spirit have been guarding the pick and roll really well in this fourth. So, yeah, the Caps are going to have to bring out something pretty special and play quite smart.
Oh, Spirit did a good job defending it. Bowyer shakes free for three. Misses off the side of the rim. Long rebound recovered by Booth. Samuels kicks it well ahead. Simpson lost it out of bounds.
And
but again, tons of time off the clock.
Exactly, and I think that pass from Samuels in other situations, you'd think, oh, she overcooked that pass. But the more bounces, Simpson very smart to leave it. It just chewed up time off the clock and forces the Caps with a Hail Mary at the end.
And that is the final buzzer. A great opening game for both Bendigo and the UC Caps. It is the Spirit walking away with a 7-point win, 70-63. Really impressive moments for both of these teams. You look at it, the UC Caps were really led by Monique Babongi, certainly the top scorer in this game. And you see her in the highlights there, but she didn't have enough help where Bendigo had different players step up at different times. A much more balanced attack for Bendigo.
Yeah, definitely. That's a really, really great way to put it, John. Certainly a win by committee from the Bendigo Spirit where nearly every got on the score sheet. Everyone playing their role very well and everyone stepping up at different times. But I have to say, Georgia Booth was probably the most impressive for the Spirit because she maintained a high level and was the most consistent for the Spirit in this game today. I think she top scored as well with 17 points for the Spirit, including 10 points in the third quarter. But for the Caps, Babongi had 34 of their 63 points, which is more than half. Outstanding for her. Great way to see her showcase all of her talents, but yeah, she certainly needed a little bit more support.
A great opening matchup for us here at Hoopsfest. That's going to wrap it up for game one, but Jacinta, we've got a doubleheader. So coming up in about half an hour time, it's going to be the Townsville Fire taking on the debuting Geelong United. It's going to be an interesting matchup. We're going to wrap things up here, but we will be back with you in a half an hour. For my co-commentator, Jacinta Govin, I'm John Warner. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to Hoopsfest. We'll be back with the Fire against Geelong in about half an hour's time. We'll see you then.